I'm Isis Romero, and this is the news in San Antonio. A deadly crash on San Antonio's southwest side leaves 2 people dead and nearly 20 others hurt. It happened Thursday afternoon on I-35 near Cason Road. Police say a stolen white Camaro was speeding down the highway when it slammed into a small shuttle bus. 2 adults were pronounced dead at the scene. 18 others, including children, were rushed to nearby hospitals. San Antonio Police Chief William McManus says 4 suspects jumped out of the Camaro and ran. One of them was reportedly armed with an AK-style rifle. As recovery efforts continue in the Hill Country, Kerr County could be considering an emergency property tax hike to pay for contractors. While it isn't approved yet, commissioners discussed it earlier this week. Rania Kaur reports on what we know so far.
We're still very early in the process, Kerr County Judge Rob Kelly stated. While this county will eventually be reimbursed by FEMA, he said it's a slow-moving process. On Monday, Kerr County commissioners approved calculating a property tax rate hike.
The difference is not to pad a budget or anything like that. It's for the unforeseen costs that have arisen out of the disaster.
Without voter approval, county commissioners can raise the property taxes up to 3.5% of a no new revenue rate. Now that a disaster declaration is issued, county commissioners could raise property taxes to 8% instead, without voter approval. Kerr County commissioners approved it unanimously as disaster recovery costs money.
And the last time we had a big FEMA project, it took us, 3 years? At least 2, if not 3 years, before we got reimbursed. And so with that, we have to be able to at least pay the contractors now and then get reimbursed later.
Again, nothing is finalized as of yet. We'll continue following the story on air and online. In Kerrville, Rania Kaur, KENS 5.
Governor Greg Abbott is adding more counties to his disaster declaration for recent flooding. Uvalde County is on that newly expanded list. The Frio River crested at flood stage earlier this week, causing flooding. People were also stranded in places like Concan. Several other counties were also added to President Trump's disaster declaration, including Williamson County, north of Austin. Attorney General Ken Paxton is launching a statewide investigation into fraudulent charity scams following the floods. According to Paxton's office, scammers used payment platforms to trick donors, posing as legitimate charities to collect donations meant for flood victims. One of their targets was the Centerpoint Volunteer Fire Department in Kerr County, a nonprofit that lost its station while rescuing victims. As the firefighters worked to help their community, imposters used their name online, stealing funds from well-meaning donors. Paxton vowed to go after the scammers. Support is being offered to help families who lost cell service after the floods. Earl Stoudemire explains where families can access these resources and how they're supporting first responders.
AT&T and T-Mobile trailers are in Hunt, Ingram, and Centerpoint to help families get connected. AT&T's Mobile Connectivity Center is at the Hunt store running from 10 to 3 p.m. until early August. They're offering Wi-Fi, 16 computers, and charging stations for phones and other electronics. T-Mobile's trailer is at the Hunt school running from 9 to 5 p.m. They have free Wi-Fi and charging. These resources can benefit anyone needing to schedule appointments and apply for disaster relief. AT&T and T-Mobile are both set up at the First Responder Emergency Operation Headquarters in Kerrville, so different agencies can communicate with each other and have running equipment in the search and recovery process. Similar resources are also being provided to the Ingram and Centerpoint volunteer fire departments. To stay up to date on when and where T-Mobile and AT&T will be providing resources and support, go to kens5.com. In Kerrville, Earl Stoudemire, KENS 5.
A Bernie real estate office has turned into a supply hub for Kerr County first responders and churches. Simone Simpson takes us there.
As of today, we are sitting at 42 trucks that have gone out from our location full of supplies.
Team lead Danielle Scott says these aren't random items.
We are taking first aid items into our first responders, things such as snake guards for their legs, moleskin for their feet, Vicks for them, the durable work gloves for them. We've taken in hundreds of rubber boots at this time.
In just 13 days, Danielle Scott says 150 pallets have already made their way to first responders and churches in need.
Hunt, Ingram, Centerpoint, Sisterdale, Comfort, Divine, and Mountain Home fire departments are the recipients of these goods so far.
We were able to provide 12 recliners to a church that is a main hub for our first responders. Those recliners are going directly into the guys on the ground who are doing the hard work and are seeing the unseeable.
The length of time search efforts will take until everyone is found is unknown. What is unshakable in Danielle's eyes is the bond she has with the Hill Country community.
Being from the Hill Country area for 7 years, I had a lot of family and friends kind of on the front lines and being impacted. So I wanted to step up and do what I could to truly serve them where they needed it.
Standing Hill Country strong.
Danielle says their needs change every day, so if you'd like to help with donations, you can go to Rise Property Group's social media pages. We'll have a link to those on our site at kens5.com. Reporting from Comfort, Simone Simpson, KENS 5.
A local teacher is facing serious charges accused of secretly recording a student inside the classroom. Police say 29-year-old Augustine Rodney Rendon was arrested for invasive visual recording, which is a felony. An affidavit alleges the incident happened during school hours, but did not specify which school Rendon worked for. Investigators say Rendon used a device to capture images without the student's consent or knowledge. According to police, the victim's mother was able to identify clothing in photos found on his phone, which was seized by investigators. Family and friends paid their respects this morning to Las Palapas founder Edward Ron Acosta. Funeral services were held at Cornerstone Church. The 78-year-old founded the popular restaurant Las Palapas in 1981. Acosta was found dead in his home on July 1st. Police say his nephew, 39-year-old David Ruiz, stabbed him to death. Investigators are still working to determine what led up to the attack. And that's the news in San Antonio.